Okay.
Here's a question for you that rarely gets asked in professional spaces. Are
Mhm.
you truly living at peace with yourself? Do you feel like you are in a state of calm right now? I'm not talking about managing the chaos or the day to day getting stuff done. I'm talking about a true calm, a true peace. Do you feel it right now? Or are you living in a state of chaos and just really good at hiding it, working through it, ignoring it, working through all of it? That used to be me. Most of us think it's a badge of honor when we manage everything and appear to be calm and fine. There are signs, though. We say things like, I am too busy, or I wish I had time. I wish I could get more sleep, and just feel exhausted all the time. Raise your hand if you feel this way. The truth is, many of us and the most accomplished people, the leaders, the experts in the world, appear calm on the outside, while in reality and internally, they are on a roller coaster ride. I call it dysregulation. While in reality, right now, we are in an age where we as humans are taught to compete, to strive, to accomplish, and are taught to push through. That's how we were raised, and that is what is expected. We live in a state of dysregulation. Here's the problem: we are not taught how to regulate ourselves, not in school, not at home, and not in society. Research tells us a lot on this topic. 40% of us out there are able to find that calm, that peace, and we do that about once a week. 40% once a week. That's it. Which means that 60% of us, please hear me, 60% are running on chaos. More than half of us let the chaos fuel us. We are dysregulated. No wonder why we feel exhausted all the time. And on top of it, we have no idea what that chaos is doing to us mentally, physically, and emotionally. I know a bit about this because about a decade ago, I was not practicing the calm advantage. I was working all the time. I felt a huge pressure to be a high performer. I was taking care of others and lost one of my dearest friends. And I was exhausted, run down. My stomach was in knots, and I just felt heavy. Have you ever had a moment or a series of moments like that where you just feel heavy? That's the chaos. That's where most of us live, which is why calm is the competitive advantage. Tell me, would you like the competitive advantage right now? Wouldn't it be nice if there was a calm button? Sadly, bringing about calm doesn't work this way. Some of you may relate to this. Has anyone ever told you to calm down? And how did you feel? Calm is not something that you can simply press a button and boom, you're calm. It just doesn't work that way. Now, wait, there's good news. You can shift from chaos to calm. It just takes you making the decision to be calm. I have spent years in this space, teaching and training, working with people who really needed to calm down, and found strategies around this. I layered the ones that work into something powerful that can change everything. You will learn about it today because you are here. You showed up, and you will walk away with the competitive advantage. Truth is, we are not the only ones talking about this. I recently had the opportunity to meet with Steve Kerr. He's the head coach of the Golden State Warriors in California. Golden State Warriors, for those that don't know, are an NBA team based in San Francisco with a winning record. And Coach Kerr led the team to 4 NBA championships, in 2015, 2017, 2018, and 2022, and he became the winningest coach in the Warriors franchise history. His success as a coach comes from building a culture rooted in emotional intelligence, in trust, and alignment rather than control. He emphasizes mindfulness, clear values, and strong relationships, allowing players to stay calm under pressure and perform at their best. His approach shows that winning teams aren't just the most talented, they are the most connected, self aware, and able to respond with clarity instead of reacting to stress. When you really look at his coaching style and philosophy, you notice something spectacular and simple. He leads with calm, emotional intelligence, and connection. He uses calm as his competitive advantage. Instead of pressure and control, instead of reeling in chaos of go, 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 where you push and push, Coach Kerr focuses on creating an environment of trust where players feel safe to perform at their highest level. He built a regulated, aligned, and emotionally intelligent culture, and that's why they win. And the result? One of the most competitive and successful teams in professional sports. Think about that for a moment. In one of the most competitive environments in the world, the advantage is not panic. It isn't constant pressure. It's calm leadership and strong human connection. When leaders are internally regulated, the entire team performs differently. This same principle can be applied to business, work environment, and even break rooms. The calm leads to connection, which fuels innovation, which in turn fuels trust. Talk about a winning lineup. Professional sports are not unlike industries like technology, startups, venture capital, and leadership, where high performance is the expectation. Who are my high performers in the room? I see you. I get you. I am you. You make decisions with real consequences. You manage uncertainty. You build companies, products, and ideas that didn't exist before. And often, you are the one that people rely on when things become difficult. The strong one, the dependable one, the one who holds everything together. What we know is high functioning does not mean internally peaceful. Over time, the body absorbs pressure. Our nervous system shifts into survival mode, fight, flight, or freeze. When that happens, overwhelm begins to feel normal. But here's the truth that changes everything. Most people are not weak. They are dysregulated. Their nervous system has simply adapted to chronic stress. And the empowering part of this truth is that these patterns can change. Let's talk about what happens when you implement the calm competitive advantage. A huge advantage is learning how to respond rather than react. We communicate consciously. We make decisions from alignment instead of fight or flight. And most importantly, we begin to live and lead from a place of peace, grounded in who we truly are. So, how do you step into that inner peace and embrace calm as your competitive advantage? Well, I'm so glad you asked. Let's talk about a framework I developed called the Inner Peace Blueprint. It's simple, it's strategic, and it's needed. Because peace is not something we wait for when life slows down. We cannot create calm from pushing a button. Peace is something we build. Calm is what we achieve. The Inner Peace Blueprint has 5 powerful areas of focus that will give you the competitive advantage. We're going to quickly break them down one by one, and when we're done, you will have your blueprint. Now, with the short time that we have together today, there isn't enough time to go deep on any pillar, so I created a free resource for you. The resource, which is my blueprint, will go into more details on how you can turn calm into your strategic advantage. This is my gift to you. Isn't that cool? You get a gift. So let's get started. You're going to love this. The 5 pillars leading you to inner peace are self awareness, emotional regulation, alignment, authenticity, and integration. The first one, self awareness. When we talk about self awareness, we're talking about paying attention to your triggers, your emotional patterns, stress responses, and behavior. You have the power to create calm. The first step is to start paying attention to yourself and become more aware. No one can make you do something, feel something, or respond somehow without your permission. Let that sink in for a moment. Being angry, that's a choice. Responding with hate, that's a choice. Smiling, that's a choice. So the first step is to start paying attention and grow your self awareness. The second one is emotional regulation. Calm is a skill. It's like the sport basketball that we talked about. When athletes first start playing, they don't know and their body doesn't know what to do. So they practice. Breathing is something that we can practice. It's one of the tools in the toolbox of regulation and works wonders for so many reasons that we don't have time to go into. When we regulate our breathing, we regulate our nervous system. Did you know that they were connected? Breathing allows us to create space between stimulus and reaction, which shapes our behavior. Between someone cutting us off in traffic and you honking the horn, or worse yet, road rage. And here's a competitive advantage. That space between stimulus and reaction is where your best leadership decisions live. This is where you outperform your competition. Now, the third pillar is alignment. Being able to think clearly and make decisions based on your core values and beliefs, not by pressure, expectations, or comparison. The fourth one is authenticity. Who are you? I mean, who are you really? Knowing who you truly are, what you truly want, your needs and goals changes everything. Think of it this way. When you ask your navigation system to take you somewhere, do you tell it to surprise me or do you give it an address? Most of my clients in the professional space experience inner tension because their actions don't match their truth and they don't know who they truly are. They say yes when they mean no. They silence their voice. They compromise their values. When you step into authenticity, you create safety. You become your own safe place. And as a leader, as you feel safe, you allow others to feel that way too, just like Coach Kerr. And finally, integration. Doing these steps is not a one time thing. Peace is not a one time moment. Calm doesn't happen without following the blueprint every single day. It's a daily practice. Breathing, boundaries, self trust, not perfection, consistency. When you step into self awareness, build your toolbox of regulation, align your values, know your true self, and practice these steps, you own the advantage. What science and experience tell us is if you follow this blueprint, the calm advantage becomes something that you carry into your meetings, into negotiations, into product launches, and into everyday life. And when things go wrong, because you know they will, you are now able to think clearly no matter the situation. You respond to any conflict with grace and self trust, and you feel grounded and in control no matter what. Before we wrap this up, I promised you a gift, and here it is. If you are ready to step into the calm advantage, I'd be honored by supporting you and gifting you the blueprint. I put together a resource that goes deeper into what we talked about today. It also gives you the tools that you can use as you focus on each pillar. It's an easy download that you print and refer to every single day. All you have to do is go to freegiftfromannak.com. That's free gift from Anna, spelled ANNA, and the letter K.com. If you are in the 60% or want to feel calm more than once a week, you need this. Most people are waiting for peace, waiting things to slow down. They're waiting, but the peace does not arrive when the world becomes quieter or less noisier. Peace begins when we lead ourselves differently, when we regulate our nervous system, when we trust our inner voice, when we live aligned with who we truly are. Mother Teresa, who I am really fond of, once said, "Peace begins with a smile." Yes, it does. And I say calm does too. What she understood was something profound. Peace does not begin with external circumstances, it begins inside of us. And when we carry that internal steadiness, it shapes our behavior, how we treat others, how we lead teams, and how we move through in the world. It becomes your competitive advantage. Now, as I leave you today, I invite you to smile. Really smile, the kind that comes from your true self, because that is your first step in the calm competitive advantage.